Let's all sit down and take some notes. Very good. So let's just take notes of the process. This is called House of Peace Search. So number 1 is pray. Ask God where to go. Get his power. Go 2 by 2. So number 2 is go 2 by 2. Number 3, you reach the house, so it's knock, knock, knock on the door. Number 4 is introduce yourselves. So you've got number 1, pray. Number 2, go 2 by 2. What have I missed out? Pray. What was number 2? Go 2 by 2. What's number 3? Knock, knock, knock at the door. Number 4, introduce yourselves. Number 5, offer to pray. Write this sentence down. Say, if God could do a miracle in your life today, what would it be? What would you like him to do? So then you pray. What have we got now? Number 5. What's the last point you've got? Is it number 5?
Offer to pray.
Offer to pray. Right. So number 6, pray. Number 7, your 1-minute testimony. You can bridge into your testimony through talking about prayer. You say, I know God answers prayer because. Number 7, ask the question. What's the question?
Would you go to the same redemption?
Would you like the same benefits in your life as I've had in my life? That's number 7. Number 8, if he says yes, is Matthew 28, 18 to 20. Lead him to the Lord using that. Now, the person in the house might say, they might already be a Christian. They might say, well, we're already Christians. So you say, would you like to join with us in our campaign to introduce Christ to more people? So it doesn't matter if they're Christian, you can still. Now, out of that, every household is going to, we say every household is red, amber, or green. Okay, so this is number 8, or is it 9 now? Red, amber, green. Red, amber, or green. It's like the traffic lights. So what's a red? What's a red? Anybody guess what a red is? When do you say the household's red? If they say, no, 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 we're not interested, that's a red. They might say, no, 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 we're Hindus, don't talk about religion with us. We're not interested in Christians. What's that? Is that a red, an amber, or a green? Now, you might call on a Hindu or a Muslim who's interested. So they could be an amber. They want to know more about Jesus. But red is somebody who's definitely not interested. So we're not interested in pushing our views on people. Either they're interested or they're not interested. If they're not interested, they're red. So we don't go back to that house. If they're a green, what's a green? Green, yes, I want to commit my life to Jesus. I'll say the prayer with you, I'll get baptized. That's a green. So what's an amber? Amber is, I'm not ready to commit my life to Christ today, but I'm interested. I'm willing to talk to you about it. Okay?
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of people that are amber. So what are you going to say when they're amber?
You ask them if you can pray over, or you can pray over the issue.
What you're going to do if they're amber is you're going to go back to their house. You're going to ask if you can come again and have a discussion about the Bible. You'd like to share with them your story. You'd like to help them do some simple Bible study. Is it possible that I can come again and talk more about this? That's amber. Now, what you're going to do with the household that is amber is you're going to run a JUIO meeting like we've run, but it's not going to be on the commands of Christ, it's going to be on the stories of hope. So for the benefit of new ones, there's 8 commands of Christ and 7 stories of hope. So with an amber, you run the JUIO meeting in the same way, still the 3-part meeting, but you're going to do it with the story of hope rather than the command of Christ. So for example, there's one of the stories of hope on the priest and the sinner. That's the second story of hope. Where you get these from is you can get them from Agnes or Moses, or they can show you how to get them online. You can download them from the site. So the story of hope number 2. Who's seen that one? So the story of hope, it still follows the same thing. You have the member care to start with. Of course, it will all be a bit different if the people are not believers. So what you're going to do is, what is your aim? Your aim is to start a house church in that house. But the people don't know it yet. They don't know that they're going to become a church. They're going to have a discussion, and then you're going to pray for them, and we're going to believe that they come to faith through those meetings. So we go into the stories of hope. Any questions about that so far? No questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Concerning like that exam when you were coming from out, knocking the doors, coming to evangelize to these people. As we come, we go inside, first of all, I see we pray for them. So I remember you told us to share Matthew 28. That means we can't share any other verse or any other chapter or any other book apart from Matthew 28.
No, well, there are other stories we're going to use. There are other lessons in the JUIO course where they're going to look at salvation more deeply. But at the beginning, we only use Matthew 28 because it's a way of sharing Jesus with them. It's a way of getting them to commit themselves to Jesus in a way that means they're going to follow Jesus. Like if we went to heaven, the last words we say, do you think those would be important words? Say you knew you were going to die tomorrow. You knew you were going to go to heaven tomorrow. And you had the last time with your family around you. Would the words you said be important? So these words in Matthew 28, they're the last words Jesus spoke before he went up into heaven. Those are the last words he spoke to his followers. So do you think those are important words from Jesus? So that's why we share those words with the people, because they're the most important words that Jesus had. They're the words he spoke just before he went into heaven. So very important. And so we just tell them that to begin with. But, and if so they either commit themselves to Jesus then or not. If they commit themselves to Jesus then, well, that's fine. We go ahead and baptize them, and they'll learn more as they study more of the lessons. Or if they're interested but they're not ready to commit themselves to Jesus yet, the same thing applies. They'll find out more about it as they go along, as they study more of the stories, as they do more of the lessons. On the JUIO website, there are 7 stories of hope. And there's the introductory JUIO lesson. And then there are the 8 commands of Christ on the website. You can download them all. So you don't need to download them. You can make notes on the stories. You only need the main points. All the meetings go in the same format. you've got in your notebooks the format to run the meeting along, but you just need the different stories. So you might have a family that's amber for several weeks. They might be amber for 5 weeks. So let me show you what I can do is show you on the screen. I'll just use the share screen facility. So I have Parkinson's disease, so I'm a bit slow at Jesus is healing me.